Tens of thousands of people have returned to the streets of the Georgian capital to protest against a controversial foreign agents law. Demonstrators blocked streets in Tbilisi a day after Parliament approved a second reading of the bill. It requires organisations receiving more than 20% of their funding from abroad to register as agents of foreign influence. Now, opponents say it's similar to a law used in Russia to silence government critics. The UN's human rights chief has urged Georgian lawmakers to withdraw the legislation. Well, our correspondent Maria Katamadze is in Tbilisi and described the scene in the Georgian capital.
Well, we are currently actually at the Freedom Square in the capital city, Tbilisi, where the protesters are blocking the streets. They block the main road, which is essentially connecting various districts of the city, leaving the capital city paralyzed. We've seen some detention by the police. However, there is no riot police with water cannon on site where we are standing now. We can see that the protesters are very angry. They say that they're going to protest until the government withdraws the law. However, the bill, but the government says that doesn't show any sign of considering doing it. So the protesters tell me that they're extremely disappointed with the actions of their government, which they say will derail them from EU path.
And why are protesters so opposed to this law, Maria?
Because most of them see it as a Russian law. They are chanting now, I'm not sure you can hear it now, but they're chanting no to Russian law. That's what they've been telling me also in private conversations. They were telling me that they do not want to go back to Russia. They want to be part of Europe, and they see the bill as a threat to their freedom, to their democracy, and especially given the comments that they're hearing from the Western partners. They're very, very concerned that there could be that the government is actually stealing away from them their European perspective.
Tell us more then about the ruling party that sponsored this bill, whom critics accuse of being pro-Russia. Is that really the case?
We should look closer at the founder of the ruling party, who is the richest man in Georgia. He amassed his fortune in Russia in the 90s and is believed to be pulling the strings behind the curtains here. What's interesting is for us at this moment is to look closer also at his speech. He said that the West essentially is responsible for the war in Ukraine and for the war between Russia and Georgia in 2008. So he chastised the West. He said that the NGOs that Brussels and Washington are funding here in Georgia, they're preparing their revolution here in Georgia. So this politician, who is actually, he doesn't have any formal position in the Georgian government, but he's very, very powerful man that protesters say he is responsible for the bill and for the backsliding from democracy in Georgia.
And we've heard from the EU that this bill would become an obstacle to EU membership for Georgia. Does this government care? Briefly, if you wouldn't mind.
It doesn't seem that it cares, actually. As I said, there is a rising anti-Western rhetoric in general. So the international pressure is there. The West has condemned the so-called foreign agent bill and urged the government to drop it. But the government doesn't, as I said, doesn't show any sign of intending to do so.
Thank you for that, Maria Katamadze in Tbilisi.